Hello everybody, welcome back. So today is a Saturday for me here in the real time, and I work Saturdays, the job that I have. So it is like 4 o'clock, I'm just getting home. I actually have to run to Menards because this is kind of where we left off from the last video. So right here you can see I have this fence laid down on the ground, and that is purely to kind of have an idea and map out distance on everything. I started putting out when these pillars, I get these guys from, I think it's Dollar Tree. I think it's one of the dollar stores. And last year they were $5. I think this year they're $6 or something like that. But they're solar powered. I love them because they're solar powered. They have a flicker candle effect in them, so they look great for a graveyard effect. They looked awesome last year. They're actually, I think they're a great bargain because this is glass. So make sure I'm in frame here. That's actually glass there, so they look nice. They come in a couple different colors. These ones here are this like brushed gray color, or they have black, and I think they have different designs too. You can get the non-skull ones for $5 this year, I saw. So I have a couple of those. I'll probably have one hanging from that shack when it's finally done, and then when Emmeline's house gets put together, and her house will be right here. I had one hanging from that last year. But the process for today is I got to go to Menards because where we're from, we don't have a Home Depot. We don't have Lowe's. We're from Eau Claire area in Wisconsin. And guess what? That is the home of Menards. So what that means is they have a gentleman's agreement with Home Depot and Lowe's, meaning that they won't allow them to have a store in our area. So if I want any of these cool Home Depot props, I got to go over an hour away to the nearest one to get any of that. Same thing with a Lowe's. So but I gotta go to Menards and get some stuff because I don't have enough stakes to put up the rest of this fence. Last year I did something a little different, so I didn't have metal stakes for all of them. I will say the first day of getting all this part of the fence up, my arm was sore. There might be a better way, but this year I'm still gonna run it the same way with those long skinny metal stakes. So I'm gonna go there first, get some more of that metal rod to run these in. I want to get this fence pretty much done, and then I took all of next week off. So what my plan is to get pretty much all the rest of the props out of storage, get them set up, and really get this thing mapped out. And then I gotta probably build more of this fence, which will be a separate video for how I build this. It's super easy. I mean, you can kind of see 1x2s, and I have these slabs. Last year I did it with pallets that I took apart. This year I just actually bought some of these slabs of wood from a guy for really cheap, and I figured for the little bit of money that it cost me, it was well worth that versus my labor that it took to take apart pallets. So and I'll talk more about that. I'll talk more about lighting later, but I want to get some stuff up because I'd like, at least for the people that live around here, I'd like to make it look like there's a little bit more progress, because there are people in my area that I live that have a much more set up, and I don't want to be left out, you know what I mean? So we're gonna go to the store, get some material, and maybe I'll bring you along. I don't know, we'll see. I'm kind of goofy when it comes to filming in public like that, but we'll see. And Menards, quite frankly, they don't have the coolest stuff, you know what I mean? There's a couple props from them that I think are worthwhile, but otherwise, that's not where it's at. We all know that. Spirit Halloween, Home Depot, Lowe's has a nicer lineup. HalloweenCostumes.com has a pretty cool lineup, of course. But anyways, we're going to get some stuff and get some more stuff setting up. And then later this weekend, I got props I got to set up. We got the Boogeyman that's discontinued, I believe. Brand new, end of season last year. Got him on discount. We'll get him up. These guys are new this year. This is the 7-foot zombie trio. These guys are kind of funny. I got a wolf this year, and then the slasher guy, pumpkin slasher guy, that's all new to me at least. Get him set up, get some more lighting set up. You can see, amongst the other mess in the, in the garage, I have some more lights. There's some more lights inside of there. Some more of these lights that I was talking about earlier, these flicker lights. I should actually get those outside so the sun can charge them. Some more giants in here that have to get set up, some skeletons, and then there's a bunch of stuff at the storage area. So anyway, let's get on to the next thing. and get this yard looking even better before the end of the weekend. All right, so coming back from Nards, we got a bunch of stuff here in the back, but I wanted to drive by here on the way home. This is just maybe a mile away from my house, but this is one of the people that are in our local group. Are you gonna work for me? There we go. And they already have a bunch of things up, and it's looking pretty decent. So this year they're going with a pumpkin patch kind of theme. I see that there's still some stuff that's down in the yard there, but we got some nice stuff going. So I'm gonna get home and get working on my own, but we'll probably do a video in the future that showcases some of the haunters locally to me. Probably try to do it at night because I think it looks cooler, but yeah, wanted to give you that. Let's get home and get to work. All right, so kind of tired. Definitely gonna rest well tonight, but let's show you what we ended up with in the end. All right, so there is the Scare Valley Wolf, and I know he was a new one last year, but I got him this year. I think he's cool. This side of the cemetery is going to be the pet cemetery, okay? Hence the donation box for our Chippewa Falls Humane Society. And then some of this is going to change for sure. Like, we got a ton more skeletons to grab. That guy's probably not going to be pushed up there forever. This guy is probably not going to be in the middle like that. Probably not. But I'm messing with him. Ultra posable. I got a 5-foot, one of those green garden stake things holding him up. The eye on my owl, on on screen, it's the right side. You see how he's a little more dim? That actually went out completely. Now it's starting to work. I don't know what the heck's going on. I was gonna bring him to Home Depot and warranty him out, but like I said earlier, maybe I did, maybe I didn't. But Home Depot is quite a ways away from me, so I don't know if I'm gonna mess with it. I like him the way he is, even if his eyes don't light up, and I guess we'll just deal with it. We got to get a bunch more gravestones tomorrow out of storage, but here's our basic idea. I got a lot of this stuff screwed together, so you can see in these corners it's a lot more sturdy, and most of the fence is screwed together. There's a few pieces that aren't. I have to open so I can easily remove it to gain access to the cemetery, but this is what we got set up tonight. This hasn't really changed much. I threw a lantern there, one of those flicker lights. You can see that's going right now. They have one of those on each one of the pillars in the cemetery. Like I said, for $5, these things are actually pretty cool. It's a really nice effect. You don't have to turn them on. They charge during the day and they come on at night. I think it's a great thing. It's actually Dollar Tree, if I remember right. I got this guy set up. I have his bride at home, or I'm sorry, in the storage unit. So they'll probably go here in this area, most likely. So he's set up. New one for me for $100 or whatever they are. This is a great build. Waterproof connectors. I was actually really impressed with the quality of this guy. So if you're looking for an inexpensive animatronic, he's pretty cool. Well worth it. Pumpkin Groundbreaker is going to actually go over there in the end. And I did notice it looks like our paint job is actually starting to fade again already. So I don't know. I'm going to have to find a different UV paint to see if it lasts better. This guy here is on, but it didn't get much sunlight today, so probably ain't gonna be lit up tonight. This skeleton is probably gonna stay there. I like how he's, so as you're going through the walkthrough, it's something on this side to look at. But once we get more of our props out, we'll see what we end up with in the end. Knight Dullahan, of course, he was one of the first ones that got set up. But this is where we're at. We got our cemetery fence pretty much up. I'll have to do some more cleanup tomorrow, but we're gonna have a busy day setting up tomorrow and arranging the actual lighting, arranging the actual power distribution here. That is one concern of mine, is power distribution. Currently, this house was not, when it was built, they apparently didn't care about having power drops outside, so I actually have to run an extension cord from inside the garage out here, and that's what I've done the last few years to get power to everything. So I'm planning on putting a different power drop on the outside of the garage, so that's a little easier. And I also have access to this corner. The basement in this house is finished, but in this corner of the house in the basement, there is a basically, what do you call it, right in that corner, right where that water meter is. I have like a little utility room where the water service comes in, and I plan on putting another power drop right there on a separate breaker, and that'll make my life a heck of a lot easier. That way I can have the power separated. So basically the back side of the haunt will be pulling power from that corner, and then the cemetery and probably that side of the haunt will be pulling power from the breaker that I've been using for the last few years. That way I can actually run a fog machine, because right now with one power source with everything going, and then that also has to power everything in the garage, and my wife's Jeep, by the way, is a plug-in hybrid, so there's no way I could run a fogger with everything that's reliant on that one power drop. So we'll work on that later. That doesn't have to happen tonight, but here's where we're at. So anyways, I didn't plan on this being a one-day update, but I think the way it's going to turn out is this is probably going to be a one-day update, and Sunday, which will be a busy day for me, will probably be a separate video all on its own. So thanks again for tuning in, watching till the end. I really appreciate the support that I've gotten on this channel for this since I've been doing the Halloween stuff. This is fun for me, and I'm glad that you guys are getting enjoyment out of it. Please let me know what you think. Give me some ideas. You know, if you see something that you're like, maybe, you know, I've done it this way, let me know. I appreciate any feedback. I appreciate you guys watching again through the end. And you know, this week I got off, but I have another YouTube channel, and I do a lot of motorcycle reviews and stuff on that, and that's why that other Indian motorcycle is behind me, because I got that actually from Indian Motorcycle to do a couple videos with, so I got to get those done this week as well. So Halloween tomorrow is a big day for me. I'm going to get a bunch done there, but then we got to get some other stuff done while I have this time off. So, but again, thank you for watching. I look forward to seeing you guys in a future update, and yeah, keep it spooky.